Okay, what's going on everyone? It is Kyle and we are back with another episode of my programming and web development tutorials. And in today's episode we are going to be covering how to make a basic XHTML compliant web page. So basically, I'm going to step you through how to make one of those and explain everything as I go. So hopefully we can sort of shed some light since last episode where we compared HTML to XHTML. So I'll go through, explain some stuff, and hopefully that'll sort of cement what was talked about into the last episode. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to want to do is open up your text editor, where in my case it is a terminal. We are going to go and make a new file. So I'm going to change directory into my episode 2, and we're going to make a file. So you can call this whatever you want, it doesn't really matter as long as it's something.html, and we'll make that up. Okie dokie, so let's get started. So the first thing you're going to want to do, which you would have seen in the last episode, is to create a document type declaration. So basically your document type declaration looks a little bit like, I'll pop it in right now, looks a little bit like that. Okay, so that's your document type declaration, and basically what this says is, hey, my document is a XHTML 1.0 strict, and this is the actual URL to that document. So if I actually open that up in my browser here, this is actually what it would look like. It's just a whole bunch of just garble, basically. So if you're keen on reading that, go for it. Otherwise, don't worry about it too much. Okay, so the next part of it, so basically, what is the XHTML 1.0 strict? Basically, what the strict part of it says is that it contains all the basic HTML elements that you've come to know, that you're used to, but it removes all the depreciated elements like embed, font, center, and stuff like that. So they're the ones that in normal HTML you can still use, but they're not actually, they've been depreciated, so they're not actually used anymore. And so that's what the strict part of it means. So you can't actually use those, and you're also not allowed to use frame sets, which are that's a good way to explain a frame set. It's basically like a web page within a web page, and basically they're really they can be quite troublesome if you're using those on your web pages, because it's a web page within a web page, what you're actually doing is that if you change if you navigate to a different page, it's a little bit hard to tell which page you're going back on and where you actually are within those frames. So you're not allowed to use those either. So that's basically what that says. So that's a document type declaration, and that's the document type declaration file extension for on that URL there. So the next thing is your HTML tag, HTML, XMLNS, and the XMLNS is HTTP www.w3.org/1999 XHTML. It's already put that in there for me. Oh. So I have been playing around with a few different Vim plugins. So and you'll actually notice as well that I've changed Linux distros since the last episode, because I was having some huge amount of problems with recording the microphone and actually getting a good quality desktop or screencasting application as well, which I'll probably discuss in an episode later on anyway. So basically now this is it kind of looks similar to HTML, where you've got your HTML tag, but we've got this added on to the end. So what is this? What is XMLNS? Basically, it is the XML namespace. Okay, so a good way to describe this is basically what it's doing is adding the XML namespace to your document, because essentially XHTML is an XML document. And so what that means is that you're not going to get conflicting XML in your page, if that kind of makes sense. So an example of that would be just something that I prepared a little bit earlier. So you can see here, these are your tags. So we've got a tag called keyboard, and in this sense, the keyboard is like a piano, like your digital keyboard that you play music on. So we've got cost. Is it an LCD? Yes. Does it have soft keys? Yes. And then we close off that tag there. Now, in this case, we've got a keyboard, which is the one that you type on that sits in front of your computer. So we've got a key map, Control T, application. It would open a terminal command. This is all just made up, by the way. And so you can see here that because we've got two keyboard tags, that they mean totally different things, but they have the same tag name. So what the namespace does is essentially help you stop conflicts by, say, putting in this is just an example would be if you put in A keyboard and B keyboard. Now they're totally separate tags there, and then you can actually differentiate between the two, and you don't get conflicts in your document. So that's basically what the XML namespace is doing there. Now, to my knowledge, it actually puts it in automatically for you, but it's always good just to put it in anyway. Okay, so the next line is your head tag, if I type it right. Okay, and in the head tag, what are we going to put in the head tag? We're going to put meta, HTTP. Oh, it's already done it for me. I like this new plugin. Content type, content is text HTML, and then charset equals UTF-8. And basically what this is this is just information on your web page. So some of them don't actually have that in there, but it's something that for XHTML I think should really be in there. Basically what you can do with the meta tag is put in information about your website, such as a description, and just like when you upload a video to YouTube, you can pick tags and stuff like that so that people who are searching for videos related to the content that you've provided can find it a little bit easier. So it's basically helping people find your website on the internet, in short, but that's something for a later episode. Okay, so the next one is our title. So this actually gives a title to the page, just like if I was to open up a browser, if I was to go to the W3C markup validator, that is the title. So the W3 markup validation service is the title of that page. So our title, we're just going to make a basic HTML page. So we're going to call it, I don't know, we'll just make something up. That's spelled wrong. Stuff about me. And we'll end our title. Okay, so then the next one we're going to end our heading, our head tag. And then we're going to, yes, body is next. If I could spell it right, that would be even better. And we're just going to end the body tag as well, just so that we remember to end the body. Okay. So the information we're going to have on here, by the way, all the indenting and stuff that I'm actually doing on here isn't necessary. It's just a force of habit, basically. Actually, I might not do that just to make it a little bit easier for myself. It's always a good idea if you actually space everything out as well, and then you can sort of read your page a little bit easier, and it'll probably help me show you guys as well. So the first thing we're going to do is add a heading to our page. And basically to do that, to add a heading to your page, there's a whole bunch of different headings. I think it goes from 1 to 6 or 1 to 8, I can't quite remember. But basically it starts at 1, which is the biggest heading, and works all the way down to the highest number, which is your smallest heading. So in this case, we're going to have the biggest heading, which is a H1. And inside the H1, we're going to have information about me. And then we're going to end the H1 tag. And then we're just going to save it here and see if our page works. Okay, so this is our page so far, information about me, and you can see stuff about me is the title of our page, and our main heading is information about me. So I'll pop that back over there, and we will continue on. So it's always good to save your document periodically and then go and check to make sure that there's nothing on the page that you weren't expecting, because otherwise, if you say write out 100 lines of code and then you go and check it and you find that there's something wrong with it, it's a lot harder to find out where you went wrong. The process of elimination is a lot longer. Okay, so the next thing we're going to put in is what's called a horizontal rule, and a horizontal rule is literally a line horizontally across the screen to sort of, I don't know, separate your elements, I guess. So horizontal rule. Now you can see here, remember in the last episode we talked about empty elements and how you need to close them as well with a / and the close tag. This is one of those empty elements, so we need to put that in there too. So now we're going to have a paragraph, and we're just going to end our paragraph, so remember to do it. And in the paragraph we're going to have welcome to damn cars, welcome to my page. Here you will find information about me. Okay. Cool. Rightio. And then I don't want to use that. Go away. Oh, that's really annoying. Okay. And so that's that paragraph done, so we'll just save it here again and open up our browser again, and we will refresh the page, and then you can see that we've got our horizontal rule there that goes across the page, and it says welcome to my page, here you will find information about me. Cool. Okay, so next thing, we're going to put in what can we put in next? Let's do a slightly smaller heading, and then we can do a list or something like that. So H3 will be the next one that we use, so third smallest or third largest heading. And we're going to put in something like, I don't know, my favorite color, and end our H3 tag. And then we are going to make another paragraph, end our paragraph, because remember you do have to end the paragraphs. And then we're going to make an unordered list. So an unordered list, there's two main different types of lists. There's an unordered and an ordered. So unordered is just dot points, and ordered is numbers. So 1 through 10, something like that. Okay, so unordered list. So UL is unordered list. And then what you need to have in your unordered list are list items, so LI. And so the list item we're going to have here for my favorite color is green, and list item, and unordered list. Okay, and we've already ended our paragraph as well, so we'll just save that again, take a look. Ba-bum, ba-bum. Refresh the page, and there we go, my favorite color in our slightly smaller heading, and green in our dot point for our unordered list. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make an ordered list this time. So we'll go down here, start another paragraph, end our paragraph, and put in an ordered list. And then in our ordered list we still need list items as well, and we're going to have actually we might have a heading before we do that. We'll have another heading 3, and in that heading we're going to have my favorite activities, and our H3, and in our list item we're going to have I don't know, let's just make something up. So we'll have golf, we will have programming, And now obviously you can make this website about anything that you want. You can have it, be about banking or something. I don't know. You can start basically whatever page you want. So we'll add one more. We'll say, I don't know, we'll make something else up. Drawing. Okay, so that's that, and we will end our unordered list. Will it do? No, it doesn't. That's weird. Okay. And we will save it there again. And we'll open up our browser again, take it across, refresh, and then we've got my favorite activities: golf, programming, and drawing. Okay. What else can we have in there? We'll throw one more thing in there. We'll throw in an image. So we'll do do another paragraph, and then we'll end our paragraph. Yes, I know. And then we'll put in an image. So image, source, I don't know what it's called, actually. I think it's smile. Pretty sure. We'll find out. And actually, before we even do that, we need to specify the height, which is 225, and we'll do our width first. Width 225, height 225. The source, so where the image is located, is in the current directory, because we don't have any slashes or dots or anything like that, so it's in the current directory that the document that we're displaying is in. It's called smile.jpg. Alternate text is going to be smile, and our title is also going to be smile. So just like I explained in the previous episode, what the width and the height will make sure that when the page loads, if someone's on a slow connection, you've got a lot of text and a lot of pictures on the screen, that'll actually reserve space on that page, so you don't get your page moving up and down as images load in and stuff like that, which can be really, really annoying, especially if you're on a phone and the reception is not that great and you start to go read through the phone and then all these images start loading in at once. It's just a real pain. So we will save that, and we will open up our browser again and refresh, and it's not called smile.jpg, so we will need to find out what it's called. What is it called? It is called that. So why? That's odd. That is really odd, actually. Weird. I would say what's actually happened is that the permissions on that aren't. Yeah. Let's just change those permissions. So we'll just do 7772, and then we'll redo that. Cool. Okay, so now if we try and refresh the page, we should have an image that loads in. Yay. Okay, cool. So when we mouse over it, we will get smile. And I think if we actually... yeah, so you saw before when the image didn't actually load in that we got smile.jpg written up there. So if the image doesn't load in, you're still going to know if you've got a browser that you've turned off the loading of images. So then you can just go through and load them one by one. That's how you do that. So the person actually knows what the image is, and then when they mouse over it, they know what it is as well, if they don't know. Okay, so now what we're going to do is make sure that this is saved again, just double, triple check, and we're going to see if we can run it through the validator. This will be interesting because I don't actually know if it'll be valid. So we will open up our... Oh, where am I? This is really... Where am I? No. Yeah, that one. That'll do. Okay, so we're going to... highlight all of this. Bum, 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 bum. Then we're going to jump into our web browser and paste it in. Still puts in the line numbers. That's really annoying. Wow. Okay, let's just upload a file then. So we'll go into... How do I just go? This operating system is still quite new to me. htdocs episode 2. Index.html. Now let's actually see if what we've done is correct. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Oh, 2 errors. Okay, so the 2 errors that we've got... document type does not allow unordered list here, missing object, one of object. Oh, really? Okay. As mentioned, one possible cause for this message is that you've attempted to put a block element such as P or table inside an inline element. Okay, so we mustn't actually be able to have our P tags around our little unordered lists. So what we'll do is we'll take out, and on our unordered list as well. That's kind of weird. I don't really get that, but whatever. I think that will make it look kind of weird on the page, won't it? That'll probably just group it all together. Oh no. Wow. Really strange. Okay, that's cool. So now what we're going to do is re-upload that one and check it again, see what happens. Choose our file, revalidate. And this document has successfully passed our XHTML 1 strict test. So basically that is how you create a basic XHTML document. So this is a really handy tool. You can see the URL up here to actually check through your documents and make sure that they are valid. And you get your little congratulations to show your readers that you have taken care to create an inoperable web page. You may display this icon on any page that validates, and you can just put your nice little logo basically to rub it in for everyone else who looks at it to say that you've made a pretty good website. So that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching, everyone, and stay tuned for the next episode.